Can please all members from democracy, for example, Canon has not applied yet, unfortunately. I don't know Asya and Anne-Marie. So, of course, everybody can become a member, but can please all people who are members somehow try to assemble here in front of us. Like Bruno is a member, Nina is a family. And also, of course, people who are not members can sit here in front of us, because all people who are not members yet can, of course, assemble and listen to our 2015 General Assembly. Maybe I have to describe, for example, to the president of the Carthage University a little bit what Democracy International is in the beginning, and then I will give to Cora, if this is the will of the members, the advantage to moderate a little bit the assembly. So, but it's also for others. You are just, if you have to go outside, it's not a problem. Not a problem. So, actually, Democracy International was founded twice. The first time, 2003, and there are some people here who were founding democracy. For example, Roman and Bert and Bruno. And I think I was not in Amsterdam when it was founded. Were you also in Amsterdam, and Gerald Hefner and some others? And the idea at this time was actually to run a campaign in the European Union in order to introduce, during the convention process of the European Union, you might have heard that there was a democratic crisis when the Irish people said no to a treaty, in a referendum, by the way. And so the European Union decided to become more democratic, more participative, and nearer to the citizens, and there was a convention, and we thought it could be a good idea to have an international movement in order to campaign and lobby for more participative and direct democracy within the European Union. And this was 2003, and one of the big successes out of this founding was the implementation of the European Citizen Initiative, which is finally now in the so-called Lisbon Treaty. The Lisbon Treaty is somehow the constitution of the European Union. So this means that 1 million people can invite the European Commission to introduce a European law. And this was one of the successes, and really were, for example, Annemarie Sigmund and others helped us to campaign, and many people in the convention helped us. And then some years later, we thought it could be wise to refound this nice name. Democracy International sounds also, it's a good brand. And we refounded it formally now as a German association, and we have 10 members, almost all 10 board members. Almost all of those board members are here. Only Arjen Nijboer from the Netherlands, he got sick during the conference, unfortunately had to go home. So that's in a nutshell maybe Democracy International. And now I would like to give Cora the floor.
Yes, so welcome also from me. My name is Cora Pfaffroth, and I work with Democracy International. And we have two main parts on the agenda today. The first thing, we have to decide on some formalities. You know, we're an association governed by German law, so there are some things we have to decide together. And then the second part is the word cafe part, which means that we will convene in working groups. Not that we haven't done that before, but that we will convene in working groups and just to take out some steps to elaborate Democracy International with further. So, Andreas. So basically, we have sent every member of Democracy International an email with a couple of attachments. And since we have some members here or some people here who might not be that much interested in the formalities, we are asking you to decide or to accept those formalities together and by vote. And then so that we can go to the next step, the word cafes. So we have already drafted the minutes, including the several points we need to agree on together. Roman?
Which formalities are met? What do you mean with formalities?
Yeah, you got an email, and it's about the change of the statutes, already agreed on last year at the last General Assembly in Assembly.
We will show it, but maybe somebody else. Maybe it's better if you sit on the. Cora, maybe it's better if you sit on the computer because I think it's hard for Andreas to know what he. How to get it on the screen, you know? I think maybe Rafael, our technical assistant from Uruguay, and who's a former member? Maybe I can also. We have it also written again here. Ja, du hast auch bekommen. Are you a member?
Yes.
It's only it's yeah. Ja. Sophie? Die Unterlagen. Die müssen wir jetzt verteilen, weil manches haben es nicht. Nee, es ist genau. Ja, ja. But now we have it on the screen also.
Yes. Kannst du's?
Nee, du. Ja, ich weiß, das war jetzt this was Sophie's task to sort these documents and it's not, unfortunately not.
So.
Ja.
Wo sind jetzt? So the minutes show they're pre-drafted. Sophie? All die Dokumente sind alle schon aufgenommen.
the budget was.
Yes. My colleague to do that.
Protocol and then some attachments. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to complain, but I thought it was sorted by the protocol and then the annex. So there's, for example, the annual report. It was all sent to you
By email, yes.
by email long ago, 1 week ago. May 11th. Yes, May 11th. Days at but this is the typical thing, you don't read emails actually. This is a human. Important document. Yeah. No, it's okay.
No, it's on May 11th. And it's at
Okay, so I'm sorry.
important documents to be sent at May 11th at precisely 1 p.m.
Und jetzt musst du ein bisschen größer.
It was, for those who are searching their emails, it was sent from Cora to all of us, General Assembly in Tunis, important documents, May 11th, 2015. Sounds like she might have been up late that night at 10 o'clock German time, 1 o'clock Pacific.
No, that was in the morning.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have everything in front of you now? So this is... So you all have the minutes in front of you? So you can take a moment to read the minutes and to look at the other documents that you have in your hands now. 5 minutes. Ja. Ja, can write. Ja. Du schreibst ins Protokoll. Daniel. So the question all is, do you all agree, or do you all vote on adopting those points that are part of the minutes?
Maybe you can read them.
Yeah. So is there anybody who doesn't want to approve those documents? Yes, Roman? Okay. Questions on the budget?
We can do it one point after another and vote and then.
Since you are a member of the council has already adopted the budget, and also the board has adopted the council. So I would like to have, of course, you can have a question on this, but I would like to give also people which are not having this. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But to understand it, it was already agreed by the council, and you are a member of the council, but you have, of course, the right to have a question.
Yes, thank you for remembering me being a member of a council. I were totally aware of this, and I don't want to make this all in one block. There are 5 points, you go through it, and you make, and we vote on it. This is would be very easy. And not all in one block. This is, for me, not really appropriate.
Okay, we take your point. So we go through these points, we run through these points separately. Kann mir jemand mal ein Protokoll als Papier
Why
geben?
don't you just introduce the points so that everybody has the same information, and then we see whether there's a need to discuss or not, yes, no, and then we can vote, and then we go to the next point. I mean, it's a bit strange to read minutes about decisions that have been taken. We are the assembly, and we would like to take the decisions.
And besides, it is written only in English, and many people don't understand English.
Yeah, I need to speak English.
Yeah, but at least they can translate. They can translate, for example.
Okay, kann mir jemand mal ein Protokoll als Papierform geben? Ich hab's gerade. Okay. In Tunis, the third General Assembly of Democracy International was held. After the founding assembly in Kortenberg, Belgium on 29th and 30th June 2011, and the second in Bratislava, Slovakia on 4th April 2014, XY members of Democracy International met in Tunis on 16th May 2015 to elect the board and to discuss the further development of the association. The following decisions were taken. First, change of the statutes. During the General Assembly in Bratislava, a decision was taken regarding the internal functions of the Democracy International Board. This proposal for the change of the statutes is attached to the protocol, Annex 1. However, due to a late announcement before the General Assembly, this decision could finally not be implemented. This year, the proposal was adopted by the General Assembly. So, what's your vote on this point? There's 22 members present. Who votes for this? Who votes against? Who abstains? First, who votes for this amendment? Yes? Garrett?
Just in terms of legality and democracy, you now read the minutes about a vote that has been taken. These minutes, I know, these minutes are the minutes after we've taken the decision. We take the decision now to change our statutes. And for that, it's necessary to read the new statutes, and then we vote on the new statutes. We don't vote on the minutes, we vote on the statutes. And that's why the proposal would be to read the change in the statutes. It's completely right. We discussed it in Bratislava, but we didn't vote in Bratislava. So we have to vote today, and then we can put it in the minutes like that. We don't have to vote on the minutes then.
Yeah. So it's this document which has, it's a table and has one column on the left, two big columns. So I can read that as well. So the new part of the statutes would read as such as the following with regards to paragraph 9, the executive board. The executive board consists of at least 2 members and is elected by the General Assembly for a term of office of 3 years. Re-election is possible. When their term of office comes to an end, members of the board remain in office until such time as their successors have been elected and have taken up their responsibilities. If a member of the board dies or resigns before the end of their period of office, a replacement may be co-opted to fill the gap until the next General Assembly. The executive board elects from its midst a treasurer. So this is the amendment to the statutes. And now I ask the 22 members of Democracy International to vote on this amendment. Who votes for it? Hands up, please. So I see myself. Joe. Okay. I didn't see anybody who's against it or who abstains. Am I correct? So okay. So now we move to point 2. The pre-drafted minutes read as such. The 2015 budget of Democracy International was presented by Andreas Müller, Annex 2. This budget has already been agreed to by the board and the council. The General Assembly was asked to approve the budget. Do you agree on this part? Do you have any questions on the budget?
How much people are paid by Democracy International? So that's mentioned on the
So
budget.
I give the floor to Andreas Müller.
At the moment, we have 4 full-time employees and
4.
4, and we have 1 employee on the basis of 450 euros.
Oscar Rodriguez.
Oscar Rodriguez is for 450 euros. Dr. Klaus Hoffmann, myself, and Sophie von Hatzfeld.
Any other questions on the budget?
Maybe to add something, the budget was made in November 2014, and there the plan was for 6 full-time employees, but the number of staff is decreased, so the real adapted costs for staff are now for 12,000 euros per month. Yes.
Any other questions? Roman?
How is the development of the donation? Especially the big one.
So we are now in May. So we have a leg or the difference from 10,000 euros. So we don't get the 35 euros in
March.
In March, just 25,000. But the rest is still the same. But we made a donation campaign for small donations, and there we got about 4,500 euros. So, and we decreased. We have a decrease in the staff, so we stay at the moment. We are better than the budget.
Daniela?
Have we been able to succeed? In terms of projects, can you please remind us what was the fate of the projects that we submitted for European funding? What was the outcome? What was the outcome of the projects that were developed by?
Yes, we had some project. We applied for some fundings, but we didn't get funding from the European Commission. So we made the project together with ECAS for political education here in the Maghreb, but we didn't get the funding. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, we also applied for some projects for the EU Convention campaign, but we also didn't get any funding yet. But there are still some motions for German foundations and yeah.
Anything else? Ellie?
Sorry, what is the fee for each member per year? Because personally, I'm not aware whether I have paid it or not. So, is there a way?
It's not a lot. Obviously, it didn't. It didn't bankrupt your bank account.
Obviously not, but I'm not sort of sure. That was something I wanted to find out at this meeting. You took it from our account.
It's debited.
Okay.
So you gave us, and it's 40 euro for members.
So the regular fee is 40 euros per year.
Yes.
But it depends, of course, from which region you are from the world. So for example, for Tunisian people, it's 20 euros.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else, or can we come to the vote? Who votes yes on the budget? Hands up, please. Okay, I don't see anybody voting against it or abstaining. Is that correct? Okay. So we come to the third point. The annual report for 2014 was sent out to all members of Democracy International on 29th December 2014. See Annex 3. The Executive Board was officially exonerated by the General Assembly. Does everybody go okay with that? They go for it, yes. Can you show up your hands, please? Who's for it? Okay, so I don't see anybody voting against it or abstaining. Okay, Gerald abstains. Enthalten? Okay.
Maybe the board members get up a moment, then we can see who it was exonerated. That's maybe a good idea to come here in front of the audience. The board.
Sounds like executed.
Yeah.
Who will
So
be executed?
maybe just the word and the region where we are from.
Hello, this is Suresh Nautiyal from India.
It's Gerald Hefner from Bavaria in Germany.
It's Daniel Schilly, North Rhine-Westphalia from Germany.
Jongok Lee from South Korea.
Bruno Kaufmann from Dalekarlia.
Daniela Buzhinova, Bulgaria.
Erwin Meyer from Austria. Rafael Piñeiro from Uruguay.
Joe Matthews from Southern California.
And Arjen Nijeboer from the Netherlands, who's not here. So, the question, do you exonerate the board? Yes? No? Any abstentions? Gerald. Okay, we come to the fourth point. Yeah.
And 0 abstention. And now there are 21. I didn't count 21 lifting the arms. So I'm sorry.
I heard 21, sorry.
Yeah?
It was wrong.
No.
Then repeat it.
Please, yeah.
Okay. Who is for exonerating the board? Yeah, it's 21. Is there anybody who votes no? Who abstains? Okay, math is...
So you make 20.
20, come on. So now we go to the election of the new auditor. In auditor to administer the funds and expenses of the association, Dr. Klaus Hoffmann was elected as the auditor of Democracy International until the next General Assembly. Klaus, can you stand up, please, to present yourself?
Actually, I'm the editor of... Sorry. So, I am the editor of the Direct Democracy Navigator, which is now included in the University of Wuppertal, and but I'm still working from the office of Cologne. I'm a member of Democracy International, and I'm also proud to be a member of Mehr Demokratie in Germany. Soon 60 years old.
Okay. Who approves the new auditor? Who votes with yes? Hands up, please. Yeah. Who votes against? Gerald? Anybody else? One person. Is there anybody who abstains? 4.
Can I say something?
Yes?
When it's done. For the next time, it would be better that not a staff member.
Yeah, we have to explain this.
I heard you.
Yes,
he's a staff member.
Yes, he's a staff member now, but from June he is working for the University of Wuppertal. He's not paid by us anymore. So this is now for the. He's not. Yes.
That's the reason why I said.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. The Navigator is now official project of the University of Wuppertal, and so we are not doing it anymore. And he's a staff member of the university.
Auditor.
Auditor for the
Thank you, Bruno.
Gerald?
Then I would just like to explain also for the minutes that I abstained because of that. I completely trust Klaus, but I think it's impossible to have someone as an auditor who is part of the budget, he has to audit. That's completely against the rules. That was the reason why I had to abstain. But since he is not part of the budget, not paid anymore when his term
Just
begins,
this month.
then there's
Just
no problem.
Just until
Yeah,
this
yeah.
month, next month he is in the employee.
I would now vote different.
Okay,
Okay, then we make-
we repeat the election. Who votes for Mr. Hoffman as the new auditor? Is there anybody who votes no? Nobody? Anybody who abstains? Klaus, one person. The old auditor was... We didn't have one auditor yet, no? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we move to the next point, the re-election of the current board. Do you want to stand up again? Or can you stand up again? Or so the current executive board has been re-elected by the General Assembly for a 3-year term. Who votes yes? Okay, so ask it again. Okay, to be formal. So, do you want to run for candidacy for the re-election of the new board? I asked the 10 members. Yes. So everybody wants to be a new member of the board. Do you vote for the new board? Yes. Can you show up your hands? So, Roman Huber asked for if every person who is up for election is running for candidacy. I asked that question, and the boards said yes. So that was the point. So now we can move to the next point, the actual re-election. So I ask you, do you agree on the re-election of the board? Does anybody vote no? Hands up, please. Does anybody abstain? 2 abstentions. Yeah. So now we move to the... So now we move to the last point, the next General Assembly. Democracy International is obliged to hold a General Assembly at least every 3 years. The General Assembly has asked the team in Cologne to hold a next General Assembly in 2016, together with the next Global Forum on Modern Direct Democracy. The next Global Forum will presumably take place in San Sebastian, Spain. So, my question to you, do you agree on holding the next General Assembly of Democracy International at the next in San Sebastian, Spain, presumably in November 2016? Who votes yes? Anybody against this? Any abstentions? 2 abstentions. So, these minutes were taken by Daniel Chili, member of the Executive Board. Yes. So, So that was the formal part, part 1. Yeah, Michael?
Must be some missing.
Yeah, probably we. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I didn't get the list.
Yeah. Okay, so now we thank you for your patience and for your cooperation. Now we move to the next part, part 2, on our word cafes, and I give the floor to Sophie van Hatzfeld, who prepared this part.
Okay, now we're done with the serious part and we want to move to a more interactive part where we talk about content and the growth of the organization and benefit from the fact that we also have a lot of external participants from which we can learn a lot from their knowledge and their experiences, but also to together discuss and brainstorm ideas for the growth, the development of Democracy International as an organization in general, in Tunisia, the different topics that we work on. And so the plan for this afternoon is to have more of an open space. The idea is that we have different parallel running workshops or sessions on different topics where different people have different ideas, have come here with some ideas that they would like to discuss, but we also invite all of you that might have an idea that they would want to talk about and share with other people to propose a topic for a session. And then we have around 40-45 minutes to discuss with the participants. Come have a few points that we make that I will go through in a second, and at the end reconvene and share the results. So it's really an informal part. No one has come with formal speeches or a clear format of how they want to present this or run the workshop. It's really an open debate that we want to have. We really want to bring in the ideas, the suggestions, the criticism, the outlook into the future. So every group will have a paper like this, and there's 3 questions that are asked. One is, what's your topic? What's your idea? What is the aim? So what comes out of the discussion of your topic? Write down the 1, 2, 3 main objectives that you come up with. And finally, what is the plan, short-term plan for the next 2 months, let's say, 2-3 months? So does your group come up with an idea, even if it's a very small project, writing a poem, for example, or reaching out to a particular organization that we should have on board, or a bigger project for collaboration. And this is also what we will present at the very end. So is the format clear?
May I just propose that because we have still translation and we have this infrastructure, so that you decide one of the workshops is here, so so it can be used in an efficient way.
Okay. So a few ideas have already been brought up for workshops that they would like to run. One is on Democracy International's relation to Tunisia. Now that we're here, it's of course we of course want to use the network that we've created, all the wealth that is specifically in this room also, but also beyond. So one workshop is on this, and we'll do that one in this room so that there's also the translation. And the ones that are convening it are Daniel, Shili, and Joe. So let's say that this is workshop 1. Actually, I have well, we'll do the numbers later. A second workshop, do you want to just quickly introduce it yourself? Yeah?
Second workshop. The one on the future of Democracy International. There is a special workshop on this. And we will be moderating Erwin and I, Daniela, which evidently will be in some other place, not here, but I don't know where.
It's number 2.
Yes.
The papers are up there, so if you want to join this workshop, then go to them and find a space wherever you want for that time. And but those are the two phases that you're looking for if that's a topic that interests you.
Can we hear all the topics? Is that it?
No, there's more. There's more, and I invite all of you to propose a topic yourself.
If you don't choose a workshop, we will not take it personal.
No, exactly. Actually, there's 3 rules that I forgot to mention. The first one is, don't take it personally if you would like to run a session and very few people come. It's nothing personal. Even if it's only 2 people, those 2 people are interested in your topic, so you can have a good discussion with these 2 people. Second rule is you can join a group, and if you like, you can also move on and go to another group, so you're not obliged to stay at that group. And the third one is that you have to choose one person that in the end will present very briefly the results of your workshop. So these are 3 rules. So, yeah. A third one has been proposed by Cora.
Well, it's about the work I do, and which is communicating Democracy International and the political goals of Democracy International. And I want to sit with you together to discuss with you together how we can commonly communicate, because we have a huge challenge. We have loads of languages, we have the whole world to cover, and I think it's clear to all of us that one person cannot deliver this task by itself, but needs many hands that make this work. So it's about communicating and how to collaborate to communicate together.
So that's number 3 with Cora. A fourth one will be with me on our work on EU-level democracy, European democracy at the EU level, the different work that we're doing, and outlook and plans into how this should develop more in the long term. So this is number 4 with me. And now I'd like to open the floor to anybody that has an issue that is burning on their soul, or that they would really like to bring into the organization. Any proposals, any ideas? Or questions, of course.
I have a proposal. I'm not a member, but I think that we could have a workshop on possible cooperation between EU civil society organizations and those that are based in Tunisia, so to see how we can work together, possibly develop some common initiatives and see what they need from us in order to make everything that we have talked about in the last 4 days work, how we could help in that process. That's a suggestion from me.
I think this is very much overlapping with the first one. Maybe we make it broader and not say Democracy International here, but really what our different organizations that we all represent here can bring in, can learn from, can collaborate on.
Can I suggest, if we are allowed to use this auditorium, until what time can we all the groups meet here? Because, for instance, I'm interested in quite a lot of them, and it would be easier to move around here than go there.
So I would say we need one in here so we can have translations done and not confuse the translators either. We can have the other ones nearby so they're easy to find.
Like out there.
Yeah. But it would also, I mean, you can hop from one to the other if you like, but also bring in your own thoughts and your own experiences.
But how long will we have?
I'd like us to meet here at 20 to 6, because the buses go at 6. That way we have 15-20 minutes to very briefly present the results out of each workshop.
So we're going to meet here for the plenary session.
Yes.
Okay, and we start in how long? Immediately?
As soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Now, unless we have any new ideas, any new proposals. No, the rapporteurs, unless you decide we've discussed enough, we've exploited this issue, we can end it, then you can move around. Okay, no more proposals, no more ideas? Okay, so let's move around. You're not obliged to join anything either, but we of course appreciate it. Yes, it's open to everybody.
Also, ich werde auf Deutsch sprechen. Ist besser. Also, es gefällt mir sehr, was ihr hier so macht. Und wir würden als Organisation, als CDP gerne mitmachen. Und gerade hat der Kollege gesagt, dass er gerne für Vorschläge, dass hier Organisationen sucht, die direkte Demokratie hier in Tunesien. Und wir arbeiten gerade auf das Thema. Und wir würden schon gerne mitmachen. Und das würde uns auch freuen. Ich bin dabei und ich bin auch Mitglied am Büro. Da kann ich das auch, vielleicht können wir da konkreter werden.
Please speak in English because we don't have German translation. So, English, French, Arabic. Yeah.
So he said he wants to collaborate with Democracy International because he himself works on direct democracy and direct democracy here and wants to participate in one of the workshops. Okay, so maybe find the numbers, the faces that you would like to join and find a space. Number 1 is in this room, and then we meet again at 20 to 6 at the latest. So we have along with all the papers, there's a list. Please fill in your names and your email addresses because we would love to follow up on the plans that you might come up with. So then we know which group you were in.
Joe, shall we go there for the... So maybe you...